In the next video, the same hat had gotten shipped, and I opened it, gave it to her, and she was so happy. That's true. Aí, bom, você abafa. Show som. O som. Yeah, that's smart. Wherever she wants to wear it to. Just let her have it. Wherever she wants to wear it to. You know, she's thanking me and praying for me and all of this stuff. She's trying it on, you know. Yeah, a lot of times that's how she was. She would just look at something, you know, and it'd be so funny. You know, I remember one time me, her, and my mom were sitting at the dining table, and she looked at something and she's like, she wants me to buy this for her. And I'm like, what are you gonna what are you gonna do with this? You know? And she's like, I'm gonna wear it, I'll wear it, you know. And my I would look I'd look at my mom, and my mom would look at me, and we'd just be like, what is this? You know, and we're just thinking, what is this old woman even talking about? You know, we don't say anything. You know, she would look at something and she'd be like, yeah, I want this, jogging suit or whatever. And I'm just like, what are you gonna do with this? You know, but she's like, I love it, I want it. And so I'd buy it for her, you know. And she'd probably never wear it, but she just, loved to. She loved that stuff. She loved shopping. She loved still painting her nails and all of this stuff, and putting on makeup, um, and she was awesome. She was awesome. Let me see what other clip I have.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
So in this last video, this was in Nigeria, and we went there to actually do her birthday a few years back. And she was like 93 or something. And she had told us, that the only thing that we hadn't done was a birthday celebration for her. And if we were going to do it, we had to really do it right. And so we went, all of us, for the most part, we went to Nigeria, to her home, to her village, to her city or town. And we did this celebration for her. It's a huge celebration. And one of the days, I think, before the main event, the main party, those ladies came, the women of the house, you would call them, or the women of the city, and um, they were celebrating, this with her. And so you saw them singing, you saw them, kind of dancing, and it's a very traditional type of celebration, the way they were doing it. And so that's kind of what that video shows. And then, as you see, towards the end, I come in and I'm dancing with her, and you know, I just trying to enjoy that time with her. She was so happy. We were there. Oh, and then she whispered to me, and she told me to give them something, like give them money. And because that's typical of that, when people are singing for you and all of this, you spray them, what we call spraying them, with money. And so she told me to, and I turned to my mom, and I said, "Hey, I don't have any cash. Like, give me, like, let me borrow something." And so I got some, and gave the money to the ladies. But But yeah, that was that. I think those are three really good videos, really to show you a little bit of who she was. She was loved. She was loved. She was celebrated. She was well taken care of. Um, there wasn't anything that my grandmother wanted that she didn't have. You know, she was well taken care of. Um, we she ate what she wanted. She did what she wanted. I mean, she was absolutely blessed. And that's one of the things that I can take solace in now that she's gone is that we did what we could for her when she was here. Um, I would always go and see her, make sure I saw her, typically at least once a week, and then if I came, you know, yesterday, by today, she'd be telling my mom, I haven't seen, where's Fisayo? I haven't seen Fisayo. Um, yeah, she was loved. She was loved. Um, one daughter, four grandkids, about five great grandkids. She was definitely blessed and loved. Um, Let me see. What else? What else should I tell you? Yeah, one of the things that I kind of take solace in is that we were there for her. Um, to the very end, we were there. We didn't neglect her. She wasn't left alone, and that's why I'm happy with the fact that, you know, if she died, at least she died here, and she died surrounded by us, her loved ones, her family. You know, I remember my mom had wanted to send her to Nigeria, and I wouldn't have it. I told her no, I don't want her to be in Nigeria. If something happens, God forbid, she should be here with us. And my mom, my mom was like, well, what about, it's very expensive to God forbid if someone dies here, having to ship the body to Nigeria. And I told her I'll pay for it. I just no, yeah, and I was, I just couldn't imagine her not being here and then something happening. And so, as selfish of it as it was, I didn't want her to go. Still didn't want her to go. But I can take solace in the fact that she was here. We spent time together. We uh, we were in we were in the Dominican together for my sister's wedding. I'll never forget that. Just being on the beach with my grandmother. I know. I remember she didn't want to get on to go to the beach. We were at the resort, and I was trying to get her to come to the beach. And my grandmother was very strong physically. At 97, she still was very independent. She took care of herself. She would walk up and down the stairs in my parents' house. Her bedroom was on the second floor of the house. She walked up and down. Um, she cooked her own foods. She would take her. She bathed herself until maybe a couple of months or so before she died. When she just was having a hard time getting in and out of the tub on her own. Yeah, but she was very strong, very independent. She didn't really need anything. I remember she would tell us every now and then, like, she wants to get a job. Like, yeah, she wants to get a job. She's sick of staying. She's sick of staying at home. Um, but yeah, as strong as she was, she she didn't like to walk too far. because she had a problem with her. I want to say her hip. She had some pain in her hip, and so she wouldn't like to walk too far, and so she didn't want to go on the beach with us because of that. But I kind of made her go with us, and I have a I have a picture of her, me, her, and my mom on the beach. Um, those types of things I'll never forget. Being able to take her out there, being able to have her here with us, have her see all her grandkids, at the time. Um, I think that's amazing. I'm good with the fact that we really were there. We took care of her. Um, Doctor's appointments, you know. Um, in the days before she died, we were taking her to so many appointments, and I would go with my mom sometimes. And I remember like her last three appointments or so, or three of her last appointments, I would either I'll try to go with them because me being in the medical field, I wanted to be able to ask the questions that my mom probably wouldn't think of asking. But a lot of they wouldn't let you in there. They'd only let my mom in there with her, and so I remember either dropping them off or picking them up really from two appointments and then going with them to one that was in the medical center. Um, you know, I remember the one in the medical center. It was such a walk to the building because, as you all know, it's all these, the garages and these huge buildings, and take an elevator. You go here, you walk down the hallway, and she didn't like that walk. Again, her she had pain in her hip, and so she didn't really like to walk that far. But yeah, we did our best for her. We we did our best, and I'm happy that she also did her best for us. And that's probably the thing that we can take from the life of my grandmother is she really did her best, and she gave her all for her family, for her children. And she lived her life in such a way that even though she had one child, that one child was like 10 children because of how much she worked hard to put that child on and to really give that child opportunities that she never had, and to take care of that child. And so in turn, when my mother was able to, she took care of her, and we made sure there was nothing that she ever wanted. Um, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I miss her a lot. Um, a lot. Me and her were the closest. We were very close. After my mother, I was probably the one of the closest to her in the family. There's no day that I don't think about her. Um, and wish she wasn't gone. Wish she was still here. You're never ready for that. I wasn't ready for it. Um, and tried to hold on as much as I could. She, I don't know which is better, to have someone pass um, in front of your eyes over a span of less than a week, and to watch them go like that, or just to have them go suddenly, maybe in their sleep or something, and not having the chance to really say goodbye or anything. Because on the one hand, you may not have the chance to say goodbye, but it's so hard to watch your grandmother in that state in a hospital. not herself. And so that still haunts me to some degree, especially when she just passed, because it was oof, oof, it was a lot. It's still a lot, but um, yeah, I'm grateful that she was here. She spent a lot of time with us. I want more. It wasn't enough, but she really enriched our lives, and she she was great. She was great. I'll miss her forever. She was loved. She's still loved, you know. And yeah, I just wanted to share this with everyone because it wouldn't really it wouldn't be right if I if I highlighted and spoke about and brought um, my amazing guests on who who are great and exemplify greatness, but didn't bring you my grandmother who was amazing, who was an amazing woman, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, um, a Proverbs 31 woman, and so that's it. Her memorial service was streamed on my YouTube for whoever wants to see that. It's still up, but I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Highlighting Greatness with Fisayo.